My lips are numb, by the way.
I think I got the hottest wing right away.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hot Wings, Hot Takes. I am your host, Zeke, and I know I always say we have a special one going on because it's usually my friends that are on here. But we do actually have something pretty special today. We have an outside guest. This is our boy from What's Happening in Salem, Jake Espinoza. Jake, tell us about yourself, buddy. Introduce yourself.
Man, Salem, born and raised. Happy to be here. You know, got to know Brandon the last few months. We've been hosting the What's Happening in Salem podcast together.
Super
and
dope.
Interviewing lots of elected officials, people in Salem that are making things happen, and I kind of have become Salem's hype man. You know?
So essentially, you're doing the interviews that I wish I could do with my little show.
There you go. You know a guy that can introduce you to some of these people.
That's it,
for sure.
right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next question is, how are you with Spice, buddy?
We'll find out. You know, we'll find out how I am with Spice. I think there's some things on this side of the table that I'm gonna
Primarily
be burning a little bit,
Yeah,
right? But yeah, I don't want to be overconfident, but I don't want to be like. I mean, that has like a nuclear
Yeah, that one's a
missile on the
beast.
cover. so
Yeah,
I'm pretty
this
sure.
one's dressed up like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, this one's pretty rough.
Nice.
I don't actually even know which ones are which at this point. I just know these ones are the ones where I'm going to start to get
There
sweaty.
you go. Okay.
All I need you guys to do is just go in blind, sit back, enjoy the ride, and sweat it out with me.
There we go. I appreciate the strawberry milk here to help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's thanks to my son. He loves
Appreciate
that stuff.
you. Thank you, sir.
All right, you guys ready to dig in?
Yeah, dude,
go.
let's do
All
it.
right, let's go with the first one. The first one is just your standard buffalo sauce.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Sweet. All right.
Dig in whenever.
All right. So first question is, how did this collaboration start? Like, What's Happening in Salem, Advantage Heating and Air Conditioning, you know, Jake, Brandon, you know, the whole. Yeah.
We'd kind of been familiar with each other on Instagram.
Because one of us was on Travis's podcast, The Chair, before
Yeah.
the other one, and then I think we just like saw each other's episodes and swapped Instagrams that way.
Yeah.
As all the kids do.
Yeah, exactly. We started chatting. We ran into each other at an event. It was the best of Willamette Valley. I think
Yeah.
we guys had won the award.
Oh, yeah.
I came over, just said hello, and then I think that was like right before I started this page. And then as
Yeah.
the page started to get some traction, we met at Ritters and I kind of talked about the vision, and he was like, "I love this. I want to be part of it." And so from then it was kind of like full speed ahead. Let's work together.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was familiar with the face because of Instagram, and I think the first couple times I saw it, I just thought it was your regular business page, and then all of a sudden I noticed it was really popping off, and it had a different handle. So I was like, oh, let me check this out. I think you were at 12 to 14,000 followers already at the time. I thought you'd had it for a while, like
Yeah,
with that many followers. So
for sure.
I just DM'd you cold. I'm like, hey, what's a guy got to do to get a feature?
Yeah,
You were like,
yeah.
well, what are your marketing and business goals? And I was like, total market domination. You're
Yes.
like, let's go.
Yes.
Let's meet for lunch. I was like, okay, cool. And then yeah, within like an hour, it was like, well, what are your goals? What are your goals? Let's see if there's a
100%.
collab. Yeah.
Because I really, anytime somebody works with us, I want it to be a no-brainer where they're like,
Sure.
These guys are flexible, they're delivering on what they've promised, they're going above and beyond. And,
Right. At the end of the day, I mean, it's about your brand, our brand. It's about we've got to be able to collaborate, and as crappy as it sounds, everybody's got to be able to make money, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And I think, you know, like with all the ends you have and our name and everything else, I think it just works perfect.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like delivering a product that is like tailored for the end consumer, right? Like everything that you do is like, yeah, you do a lot for us as a sponsor, but you know, the number one goal is to provide something good for your
Absolutely.
audience.
I think that's where you win the biggest. We can find out like what works for the sponsor, what works for the audience as
Right.
well. And those two can meet. You can make some pretty cool things happen online.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one. This one's actually one of my favorites. This is it right here, barbacoa. It's got like a it's smoky. It's good. It's tasty.
Are you guys eating the whole wing? What are you?
Whatever-
what are you
however
For
you wanna
these
do it.
ones, yes,
I think it's
because I
your-
like them.
okay,
but
okay.
once I get towards the end, couple bites is probably about all I can do.
doing? Yeah.
This isn't my normal Sunday wear. This is for Jake because he's so special. And I wanted to look fancy for my first real interview.
Yeah.
He's been planning this for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. I was like, we're having a real person on. I'm gonna do it right.
So I got married after college, and all my college buddies, they got dressed up. And then before the wedding, they all changed into those T-shirts.
Yeah.
My ex-wife was not like, what are they doing? This is our wedding. So we got off on the right track right away.
What are we seeing as a benefit, and what have we seen for partnering with us? Yeah, we pretty much nailed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, one of the things we've seen a benefit of is, like, just more engagement in general, right, on our Instagram page.
Yeah.
Our Facebook page has kind of dominated most of our social presence and engagement, and Instagram was always so slow. And we didn't have, like, a firm strategy for it either, which is probably part of the problem, but just collaborating with you started, gaining exposure for us, and then we actually tailored a little bit of our content style to better match what's happening in Salem, at least to some degree.
Yeah.
Just then that way it makes more sense, like you said, for your audience. It's not just a bunch of like ads and stuff, but it's kind of just being part of the conversation. I think that's one of the things you've done for us is help bring Advantage to be more part of the conversation in Salem, which is great. I mean, that's what we want to do.
And I think that's something I like to start exploring too with partners more, is actually like creating content for them.
Yes.
So that there is that connection. Because I'm building a lot of trust with my audience. And how do we leverage that, where it makes sense,
Sure.
and for the right person? Like, I never want to support something that I wouldn't personally vouch for just because somebody's writing me a check.
Right.
But when it is a company like Advantage Heating that's doing great work for the community, that's always going to do what they say they will do. My dad worked with you guys recently; he had a great experience, right? So I know that like
dope.
there's a trust there. But when it is something I can trust, a product I can trust, like how do I help in whatever capacity I'm able to help introduce my audience to them.
Nice. Yeah, you can't look at it like business. You got to look at it almost like a friendship.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it becomes.
Like any relationship, trust is the foundation.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's a personal relationship, it's work, it's somebody you follow on Instagram, like trust is always that foundational level. And if that's broken, like none of the other stuff matters.
Yeah, and it's hard to get it back. Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, you are already sweating.
Well,
Is it the hat?
So
or
no. So I screwed up. What I did is, I was showing my son around, and I was like, "Here's the deal, dude." And I was like, "Smell all these hot sauces." And then I had the bomb on my finger, and I licked my fingers.
Oh man.
And I was like, "Oh, that's so yeah." It just sticks there. It's nothing more than just me being stupid and having the bomb on my fingers and licking my fingers, thinking like I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, if you ever want to look into the future, this is it in
This is
about
what's coming for me,
5 wings or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wash my hands at least 5 times after we're done.
Oh, yo,
At
so
least.
last
Sometimes
time
I shower. It's
last
just,
time we did
you gotta
this,
make sure it's all.
Yo, last time we did this, I was like, oh, I'm so sweating so bad. So
Yeah.
I got water in my hands, I'm splashing it on my face, and I'm washing my face before I washed my hands. So my face just broke out,
Oh, my
beet
God.
red. I'm just
Yeah.
and it's just I was like, I can
There's
feel
nothing
all
you can
my
do.
pores. Yeah, so wash your hands
I
first.
can't remember the last time I ate something really hot, so this is gonna be.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, let's get to the third one
Well,
then.
speaking of hot, this one is verde. Verde means spicy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't think that it does actually. That's not accurate.
They
but-
still have yet to give me Duolingo, so as far as I know,
Oh,
it means
shit.
spicy.
Okay, yeah. Who knows?
Spicy green.
Spicy green.
Could mean anything. There's
It
no way
could.
for us to know. Yeah.
No, words are just made up until you put them on paper.
Is that?
That's just like all songs are words, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Just
All words are made up.
it's like computer.
Really?
It's all zeros and ones.
That's all it is. This is what we do here, guys. We just break things down. This is life. Life is happening.
Yeah. That's your
That's a
fast.
slogan.
Honestly, this is what is happening, Salem, right here.
Yeah.
This is life.
What is the slogan for your podcast? What would it be?
Ooh, good question. I don't think we really ever nailed one down.
But what would it be off the cuff?
Pain found, probably.
Yeah. It's
Just,
something in the realm of I'm a glutton for punishment.
Oh.
Because I love doing this as much as I complain about it. I love doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's the next thing I need to do is nail down a hard, fast slogan.
Free lunch Friday.
There it
There
is.
you go.
What do you see as the future for what's happening in Salem, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, definitely exploring a lot of different ways to communicate messages. So right now, we're working on a documentary on homelessness in Salem.
Oh,
And it's been incredible. Everybody I've reached out to has been one exception, but almost everybody has been, yes, I want to be part of this. We have congresswomen come in, a lot of elected officials locally, nonprofit leaders. People appreciate that we are recognizing the positive things in the community.
Sure.
We make that the focus. And we find a way to make these things newsworthy and interesting. I think where we can get better right now is in the community building. So thinking through like what type of events make sense for Salem and people and our audience. I think we do a good job of facilitating conversation online, but it would be nice to bring that in person and find ways to do that. I think it's probably step 2. I've been thinking through like what does a paid community look like for what's happening in Salem, and what would make sense for the community.
Right. No, that's awesome. That's that's. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have social media. Granted, I probably shouldn't with doing this, but I've heard so much about what you do. I've heard so much about all the good things you're doing from these guys, and if I could just be like, oh yeah, like if I was to get back on, it would be for you, just to see what the heck was going on.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Now, will I? Probably not. But
I'm never gonna actually do that.
Not actually gonna do it.
I'll talk about it in front of you. Though.
But yeah, but I mean, like if I need to, I'll call you and be like, Jake, what's this week? What are you talking about this week?
Yeah, hey, I don't want to follow you on Instagram. Can you just call me personally?
Yeah, let's just do it old school, bud.
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
No, that's awesome.
But I think another reason to bring it in person is online. You get this like shouting majority that kind of takes over.
Sure.
So if somebody sees a post and they agree with it, they like it,
yeah,
and like they move on. Maybe they read the comments.
Yeah, but how do you start the conversation?
But the people that start the conversation are the people that disagree with it.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are like yelling and like about how much everything is awful. Like most people don't feel that way, but it feels like most people feel that way because they're the ones that are taking time to leave a comment.
Yep.
I feel like in person, people do a better job of finding out what they have in common with each other.
Yeah.
And like there's just this lost art of connection that we can help out with, I think.
Well, and we're a small town, believe it or not. I mean, sure, we got a ton. I mean, it seems big, but Salem is. I've always thought of it as like a Mayberry on steroids, right? We don't have tall buildings. We don't have a ton of people. We've got our issues, but at the end of the day, we got like a small town feel to us.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, so now we have African Ghost.
This is where we get a little.
Yeah.
It gets a little spicy on this one, yeah.
Okay.
But,
how have those first
like the first,
I mean, that'll be a good frame of reference.
Yeah. Let's.
So
how are you doing?
How would you
so
rate
far?
these 3 that I've ate already compared to these? Like,
I'd
like
feed those to my child. Yeah.
Like 1 to 10 is like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then these would be like a 10. 11, 12.
Yeah, if
there's
those were a 1, there's one in here that's like an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we could
So
make
we'll
up a
see.
number, that would be the last one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a bajillion.
Okay. So it goes up a little bit though.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
This might be like a 3.
So, what gave you the idea for this? What's happening, Salem? Things that you're doing.
I've been telling people to do this for a long time. So we have a gap in journalism where only like 9% of people will pay any amount of money for news.
This one sits a little.
So you click on a link. And you go to a site and it's like, this is a block, you have to subscribe to pay.
Right. Hey, welcome to the Statesman. You get 5 free articles.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, you just don't know.
Right.
And if you've gone there before, you didn't get what you wanted, you kind of learned, like, all right, I'm not going to go there anymore because I'm not going to subscribe, which I think is unfortunate. I subscribe to the Salem Reporter because I think they do a really good job.
Yeah. We got to support local media. Absolutely.
But people also don't want to click on links. So there is this gap where we can put information in front of people where they already are, which is scrolling on Instagram.
Right.
Keep them informed with what's happening. Hopefully, if they're informed, they'll be more likely to vote in a local election. They'll be more likely to support a local business because they know about it now, and they'll understand, what's actually happening in the community to get around and support. So, I just saw an opportunity to fill a need in the community, and luckily, people have rallied behind it. And we're the biggest Salem Instagram page right now.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's been like 3 to 4 months, which is just
crazy
incredible.
Fast, dude.
Yeah. I'm nervous right here.
Yeah. Which one is this?
This one's gonna be the Reaper.
Okay.
The one with the "You're Gonna Die" hat on.
So that was American Ghost.
African Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yep. Right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yep. Here we go.
This is a one-biter.
This
It
is
might be
whatever you want it
yeah,
to be.
you do what you want.
I like you. I'm a professional, but I'm a professional at this.
Okay.
So
Last time I had this one, we did the bomb in the middle. Like this one would have been the bomb, which to me is the hottest one, and so it was hard to gauge what was spicy after that.
After that, your tongue's dead.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's creeping. That one's creeping a little bit.
Yep.
Certainly is.
Yeah, this is a good one.
yeah.
I'll take one
And it
more
doesn't
bite.
sit on the tongue. It like makes its way back.
Look at some veggies and ranch going here.
There you go.
Boone likes to sauce the hell out of these too. My eyes were watering in the office today.
Dude, he's a good
I think he puts
saucer.
more sauce of the hot ones than he did of these. He kind of like this.
I
He
think
light
so.
on these and these. Like,
Dude, he's killing. I love it. It's
great.
been a while since I've done this so many times now. I was like, oh, I'm getting so used to it. And then Boone comes through and starts saucing, and I'm like, ooh, it's like the first time.
Man. Yeah, that's got a kick.
Oh,
The celery made it worse.
yeah.
Would you hand me one of those?
Oh, God,
Napkins?
yeah. Take what you need, man.
Okay.
Why Salem specifically, right? Like, you could have had, like, instead of what's happening in Salem, you could have had, you know,
Oregon.
what's up
Happening in
Woodburn.
Oregon.
You
Yeah.
could have had High Five Hillsboro.
Well, even like Oregon, what's up Northwest, right?
Yeah.
I feel like right now there's so many Instagram accounts. Like the advantage is get as small as you can.
Right.
Get as niche as you can. Like that's where you can really like.
Right, the
stand
whole
out from the
funnel
crowd.
thing. Like, you start real big, and then you.
Because like Oregon, there's more people, so potentially it's going to be a bigger audience, but it's going to take a lot longer to get there and a lot more work.
Right, and certain people aren't going to care about this area, and they're not going to, you know.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if we talk about Salem, most of the things are relevant to everybody I'm trying to reach.
Right.
And I do think that's why we kind of hit this point at about 27,000 followers, where we're just like slowly creeping up after like a month of just like rapid growth, because we are to a place where most people that are interested in this now know about us and are
Right.
following us. And
Yeah, let's go for it here.
Okay.
this is
This
This
is
one-
the
this-
last dab.
Last
that's what it's called. Okay. This is the
Second-
hottest
this is
one
the
right there.
second to last dab right now.
But for us it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Creeper on you.
As soon as you swallow. Oof.
I don't even taste
I'm just
anything.
gonna keep chewing in that taste.
Until it just turns into mush and disintegrates.
Yeah.
Dude, this one definitely creeps.
Yeah, it
this one
does.
creeps big time.
I like that you're all, nah, it's fine. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. Now your lips are like purple.
Yep.
It was
Head
tough
sweating.
because that first bite, I'm like, I could eat this whole thing easy. And then I saw your face. I'm
Yeah.
like, I better
Yep.
just chill for a little bit. Maybe take one more bite.
I have like forehead tears.
Who has been your biggest inspiration or influence? And this is obviously for both of you, but
in the world of like just in life.
just, yeah, like, who?
I would say that, or for you know, if there's anybody that you pay attention to that's inspired you for what's happening in Salem, the podcast, any of that too.
It's like, oh, Walter Cronkite from back in the day, yeah.
Jeez.
So I liked my dad for sure.
Yeah.
Like my mom died when I was in 5th grade, and
Oh, man.
he like raised us, and I wasn't like an easy high school kid to raise either. You know what I mean? But he always was like just my biggest fan, supporter, and everything that I've done. So, like in that regard, definitely him.
You could tell, man, talking to him at the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
He's so proud of you, man. You could tell.
It's awesome for sure. I remember like younger in my life, it was a lot of pressure because I'm like, man, I'm like doing this for both of us. I'm gonna let him down and myself down if I fail at things. But then you realize like what a blessing that is, like have somebody like that in your life that's just always there. And
How do you say so many words? Oh,
I'm not doing a second bite. I changed
No.
my mind. This is the only bite. It's gonna last for hours.
the carrot and the ranch.
I didn't mean to
helps
cut
for
you off,
sure.
but I'm like, dude, my tongue wants to fall off.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna do a thing, and then you do steam out of my ears. Can you do the steam out of my ears? And is that? Yeah, can you do that? Yeah, nice. I'm all about the dramatics.
I think in business and content creation, I have a friend Colin Landforce that lives in Portland, and some people are just built different, man. He just like always has like 100 things going. He has a lot of things going on. He likes building things, but he started making content as a like golf influencer,
Oh, okay.
and just kind of taken off. And he put this program together called Cut 30 that kind of breaks down how to do short form content that's connect with an audience. And so I think going through that kind of helped me, fill some gaps. And he's somebody that's always like challenging me to think bigger. So I think in that world, he's probably the person for sure.
I'm not doing well. I love this. This is it. This is when my eyeballs
This
cry.
goes all the way through the roof of your mouth, into your nose,
Oh.
up into your eyes. I don't know how it does it. Gary Vee was a big one for me because he helped grow his dad's business, right? Using like pay-per-click and email marketing, faxing, all of that back in the day. I remember a few years ago, probably like 5-6 years ago, I was in sales. We were trying to figure out how to get more leads. I'm watching Gary Vee, listening to him tell his story for like the 20th time, right?
Yeah.
He's like, my dad had a business, got involved, helped him grow it from $3 million to $60 million a year in 10 years, blah, blah, blah. I was like, my dad's got a business. We're doing about $3-4 million a year.
Yeah.
So I just started diving into what he's doing. A little while later, go to my dad, hey, watch these videos. It took him like 2 weeks to come around. I was like, dude, I'll literally do this for free. Like, just let me try social media. Let me try to figure out Facebook, whatever. I had a little bit of background in lead generation, network marketing, some of that. And watch people do that through social, right? Like become like the... and my mind is struggling. Watching people like position themselves, right, as like an expert in their field, and then how effective that was at creating a following and lead gen and all of that. It's like, okay, we could do that. After it took about a year, nobody really gave a shit what we were doing, and then by year 2, my dad was at a conference and had sent me a video of him winning this award, so I threw it up on Facebook, and he had a few people the next day who were like, hey, I saw your video on Facebook of the award, that's really cool. He hit me up and let me know. He's like, hey, people are paying attention. He's like, I think this could work. So we gave it a small budget, stuff like that, and then pretty soon, 3-4 years later, we had a 6-figure budget for social media. I was doing that. I was doing the marketing full time, and so that was kind of like the catalyst, was just that sudden light bulb moment of like, I do have an opportunity here. I always like wanted to be in business of some kind, didn't know how I was going to do it, what I was going to do, what industry, what field. And it was like, well, honestly, if you like playing the game, who gives a the field is, right? Like you could develop a passion in other ways for it. And so then that at least he was the catalyst for that inspiration. And now there's several others, Alex Hermosi and
I think something that like you realize as you start like trying things and kind of figuring out what works, as these gurus know what they're talking about, you know, like it's easy to be on the sidelines and like, they're just like trying to make money and get rich quick, and the things that they're saying don't work. And there definitely is some of that out there, you know what I mean? Of course. But there also is just, I believe passionately that it's better to try and fail as often as possible because every victory is based off this like foundation of failure that you have to go through to get to that win. But if you don't even start because you're scared of looking like a failure, then like you're just gonna be where you are. Maybe that's fine. You know, I'm not telling you like what your life should look like, but for me, it's like we only live once. Life is short. Like let's try to make something great happen while we're here. You know.
Said it before, and I'll say it again. Set your goals low and your dreams high. That way you always achieve and never be disappointed.
Yeah, Gary Vee kind of talks about that though, right? It's so like dream big, but like get ready to get dirty and do the dirty work also. Like you can't only live in the clouds. You have to be willing to like pick up a shovel and get to work as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kiddo, you want to come do the last question?
Let's do it. Is it your question?
Do it, man.
Come on. He's been hanging. He's been all day. He's been excited to see like behind the scenes.
Let's
and
go.
Stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome,
dude. He made us. I'll show it to you. It was really cool. He made me this comic book about our story of how Advantage got started.
That's so cool.
It turns out we're aliens from another planet that landed here trying to fit in. So we made our names Dan and Brandon and Haley, and that's how Advantage started. We were from another planet.
That's awesome.
Just
keep
makes
creating,
sense.
man.
Just here to save the world, like one diagnostic or
it's like a 30 or 40 panel comic. It's actually solid.
He's been here the last couple days just pounding it out.
Good work, man.
Wyatt, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
And your name is?
I am Wyatt, his son.
This is not how we introduce ourselves at home, but now we do. Go for it, buddy.
If you had one message to give to the city of Salem, what would it be?
One message to give to the city of Salem. Be nice to each other. Stop being rude. Stop being jerks all the time. And remember, we all have more things in common than we have than we disagree on. But if we spend all of our attention looking at the things how we're not alike, like we're never gonna find that common ground. So the person that you hate the most, if you understood their story completely and why they do the things that they do, you probably would empathize with them a lot more. We're all out here just doing our best, trying to figure things out. So stop being mean to everybody if you're being mean to everybody.
I would tag onto that. It's a big part of our culture here at Advantage is, like just flat out multiple studies have shown, like at this point I feel like it should be common knowledge that like when people feel safe in their environment, when people are happy, joyful, right, and you have all the positive emotions flowing, you're naturally more creative. Definitely. You naturally are more effective. You take in information differently, you deliver information differently, you communicate differently, and in every way it's a more positive experience. Absolutely, and it's significantly more productive. When you're just stressed out or it's this rolls downhill mentality that you get in a lot of corporate worlds or whatever, and this goes for just out in our daily lives in the city too, right? If you do want to make an impact, like the biggest key is start with positivity. And I actually had a meeting with one of our teams when we started to slow down for the fall, and like our business is seasonal, right? So you have to expand and contract the company at times to make sure that you're protecting the company and being able to stay afloat. And so I went to one of our teams and I was like, at this point, all of the leads on this team, maybe not perfectly equal skill sets, but all of you are very, very skilled at what you do. If we have to make a tough decision to lay somebody off, that will be made on one thing only, and it'll be positivity, right? The more, right? Like if we got a hard job to do, we'd rather do it with people that are lifting you up and inspiring you and encouraging you versus people who are dragging you down. And so if we have to make that tough call, it's like if all skill set being equal, we'll make it based on positivity.
Totally. I love that. Something, were you at T-Mobile for the John Ledger era? I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah.
Something he was like so good at is like just listening to what customers wanted, understanding like what was making people mad about the cell phone industry, but T-Mobile specifically. And let's find the low-hanging fruit, because there's always low-hanging fruit out there when we really started listening to what people want. And he really took that approach to employees.
And it was always so simple.
Yeah.
Right? It's never. Everybody wants to change the world. How about we just fix what's right in front of us first, and then we can fix over there, and then over there, and eventually you will change the world. But you can't just come in and be like, I'm doing it today.
100%.
And that's that's kind of what I gathered when I was there with the Ledger era was, people want this or they need this, and this is how we're going to fix this problem. And it wasn't anything mind-blowing, but it kind of was, because it was so simple.
Exactly.
That whole like keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that place ran.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, you
What
guys
a
want
good.
this?
Oh, sorry, man. Didn't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna give props to Wyatt. What a good question. That was
Yeah.
one of my favorite questions. Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Well done.
Get out of here. So how you feeling?
I'm good, man. Feeling a little bit high off of the hot sauce.
Dude,
for sure.
literally,
Yeah.
it's like an endorphin rush.
Like
Would
your
you,
senses are just like, what's going on right now?
Would you recommend this to anybody you know?
Would you on a scale of 1 to 10, would you recommend to a friend or a family member get the NPS score going?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it would be definitely. I think a lot of people from Salem will have fun being on this podcast.
Yeah,
for
people
sure.
man. If they want to come on, let us know. They don't have to be famous. They don't have to have. They just have to have a desire to just make a fool of themselves and have a good time.
There you go. You guys do an awesome job with this.
As long as they have a story to tell, man, that's all I care about.
I love it.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Jake.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I really appreciate you being on, man.
This is
It's
fun for
a
sure.
lot of
Thanks
fun.
for having me.
Guys, check him out on pretty much everything available on social media. What's happening in Salem, and when he gets to YouTube, we'll help him out.
There we go. Appreciate you.